Welcome to this lecture about the empires in Islamic history. Today's topic is based on my book Ask Your Muslim Friend, which can be found under the main heading First Islamic Teaching and the subheadings 1.1 The History of Islam and 1.1.5 The Empires. I suggest that you read pages 28 to 31 before watching this video. These page numbers refer to the English version of my book, the edition 2021. If you have another translation, the page numbers may differ. The topics we are going to discuss now are the areas of the world where Islam spread during the Middle Ages. Was this advance of the empires peaceful or militant? The characteristics of each Islamic empire. How this historical period has shaped the relation between Sunni and Shia Muslim and Arab and Turkish Muslims. The European countries' interference in the Middle East and North Africa during this period. Please note that in this lecture I give a basic understanding of the historical period from about 1174 until about 1921. It is essential to have some insights concerning the historical periods of this time. During the Middle Ages, 4 Muslim empires emerged. First, the Mamluk Empire in Egypt. Second, the Safavid Empire in Iran. And thirdly, the Mughal Empire in India. And the fourth, the Ottoman Empire in the Middle East, Balkans and Northern Africa. When we look first to the Mamluk Empire, which lasted from about 1174 until 1811. The name Mamluk is derived from an Arabic word for slave. Mamluk generals used their power to establish an empire that ruled much of Egypt and Syria. Some important features of these empires are as follows. It was founded by Salah-din in 1174. The Mamluks defeated the Mongols in 1260. The leaders fortified the area and formed mail routes and diplomatic connections between the local princes. The Mamluk army defeated the last Crusader states in the Holy Land. And what also can be said, Napoleon defeated the Mamluk troops when he attacked Egypt in 1798. After the departure of the French troops in 1801, the Mamluks' struggle for independence continued, this time against the Ottoman Empire and Great Britain. The Mamluk Empire ended in 1811 in a rather tragic way. It happened when Muhammad Ali Pasha, the governor of Egypt, invited the Mamluk to his palace to celebrate the declaration of war against the Wahhabis in Arabia. The Mamluk elite army, about 600 men strong, was ambushed and slaughtered by Muhammad Ali's forces in a narrow road. Next, we will discuss the Safavid Empire, which lasted from about 1502 until 1722. The name originated from a Sufi order called Safavi. It originated with a local Iranian dignitary named Firuz Shah Tsarinkola. Although they claimed to be descendants of Ali ibn Abi Talib, who is the fourth caliph after Muhammad, the Safavid were originally Sunni. Soon they adopted Shiite beliefs, also to differentiate themselves from the Ottomans. They also were attracted by the Persian culture rather than the Arabic culture, which was most likely another reason not to remain Sunni Muslims but to become Shiite Muslims. Let me list some interesting features of this particular empire. The empire of the Safavids was mostly a peaceful and prosperous period. Also, the Safavids allied with European powers to protect themselves from the Ottomans. Carpet making and artistic paintings became a major industry. The Shah prohibited the drinking of alcohol, forbade hashish, and ordered the removal of casinos, taverns, and brothels. The next empire we are going to discuss is the Mughal. It lasted from about 1526 to about 1857 and was a product of various Mongol invasions into Persia and India. This empire was founded by Babur in 1526 and was ruling over most of India, Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan. However, in 1857 it fell to the British. I like to mention some important features of this empire. The empire left a lasting legacy on Indian culture and architecture. During this empire, Muslim communities flourished all over India. In addition, Sufi orders from Afghanistan and Iran were highly active throughout the region. More than a quarter of the population of India converted to Islam. The empire's expansion was attributable to India's growth of commercial and cultural contact with the outside world. The fourth empire, the Ottoman Empire, lasted from about 1301 until about 1921. It is important to note that this was not an Arabic but a Turkish empire. In the year 1451, elite Ottoman soldiers overwhelmed Constantinople. Thus, the new Ottoman Empire suddenly absorbed the old Roman Byzantine Empire, which would extend its influence over most of the Islamic world and much deep into mostly Christian Europe. The armies of the Ottoman Empire made great advances and threatened to conquer Central and Western Europe. Please see the map displayed here. It shows the large areas which belong to the Ottoman Empire. Only in 1683 did the Ottoman army fail to conquer Vienna and withdraw from many parts of the Eastern Europe and the Balkans. Later, the Ottoman Empire weakened, allowing the Europeans to extend their dominion over Northern Africa. Next comes the time of the colonial powers, which means that European countries taking over countries in North Africa and the Middle East. This period lasted until the end of the Second World War. One leader during this period needs special attention. It is Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, who lived from 1881 till 1938. He was remarkable. He founded the Turkish Republic and became its first president. I like to list some of the outstanding characteristics. First, Ataturk emerged as a military hero. He was the charismatic leader of the Turkish national liberation struggle in 1919. He led his nation into full independence. He ended the Ottoman Empire and created the new Republic of Turkey in 1923. He established a new government modeled on Western democracy. He was the president of Turkey for about 15 years and introduced new reforms in political, social, legal, economic, educational and cultural spheres. In my meetings and encounters with Muslims, it became evident to me that there is a deep hatred and mistrust between these groups, namely Shia and Sunni Muslims, but also Arab and Turkish Muslims. These tensions and hatred resulted from historical events during these periods of the empires. I noticed many Arab Muslims would never forgive the Turks since the Turkish forces conquered Arab land, including Mecca and Medina. There have been many military confrontations between the Sunni and the Shia forces. Thousands of people were killed during the reigns of the empires, which resulted in increased hatred and mistrust. Muslims told me when I once went to a mosque of Arab people, they said to me, "Do not go to the mosque of the Turkish people. They do not know Islam and will tell you the wrong teachings about Islam. They are not real Muslims." The same notion I hear from Sunni and Shia Muslims. Each group claims to represent the correct branch of Islam and believes only their teaching and practical lifestyle represents true Islam. Issues that we encounter in today's world situation where wars erupt and political meetings often lead to new conflicts. There are constant political and military disputes between Shia and Sunni Muslims. Secondly, Turkish and Arab Muslims display mistrust against each other. Thirdly, it appears that Erdogan, the president of Turkey today, desires to establish the land of the original Ottoman Empire and thus likes to conquer these lands again. Fourth point, countries such as Iran constantly like to increase their political and military power to have more regional influence. In conclusion, I like to emphasize the following points. The knowledge of Muslim empires such as the Mamluk Empire in Egypt, Safavid Empire in Iran, Mughal Empire in India, and the Ottoman Empire in the Middle East, Balkans and Northern Africa is significant for several reasons. These empires played crucial roles in shaping their respective regions' history, culture and politics. Studying these Muslim empires helps us understand the complexities of Islamic history, the interplay of religion and politics, the development of cultural and artistic traditions, and their lasting legacies in the regions they once governed. If you have anything to add, comment or have further questions, please write in the comment sections and we will try to answer your inquiries. Thank you. See you again soon. Good day and God bless you.